Stop. Don't scroll past this. This moment is not random, and you know it. Something inside you paused for a reason, and that reason is me. I am speaking to you right now, not later, not someday, right now. You may have been distracted, moving through your day without thinking, but I have interrupted your path because I needed your attention. This is for the one who hath been feeling a pull they can't explain, the one who keeps sensing that something is shifting but doesn't know what it is. You've tried to ignore it, tried to push it down, told yourself it's nothing, but it keeps coming back, doesn't it? That quiet whisper in your spirit, that nudge you feel in still moments, that unshakable sense that you are being called into something more that is not your imagination. That is me. You didn't find this message by accident. Out of all the voices, all the noise, all the things you could be listening to right now, you were led here. And deep down, a part of you already knows that. There's a reason your heart feels slightly heavier or maybe lighter. There's a reason your thoughts have been circling around questions you can't seem to answer. I have been stirring something inside of you, something that refuses to stay silent any longer. You felt it in the late hours of the night when everything is quiet and your mind won't rest. You felt it in moments when you should feel satisfied, but instead, there's this strange emptiness you can't explain. It's because I am calling you beyond where you are. But here is what you don't understand yet: this call didn't just begin today. This has been unfolding for longer than you realize. The signs have been there, subtle but persistent. The moments that made you stop and question everything, the unexpected thoughts that seemed to come out of nowhere, the feeling that you were meant for something different. Those were not coincidences. They were invitations. And each time you hesitated, each time you doubted, the call didn't disappear, it waited. So why now? Why is this feeling stronger than ever? Why does it feel like something inside you is reaching a breaking point, like you can't stay where you are any longer? You've been asking that question, whether you admit it or not. And I will answer you, but not yet. Because if you leave now, you will miss what your spirit has been longing to understand. Stay with me. There is something you need to hear, something that will change the way you see everything, and once you hear it, you won't be able to unhear it. You've been carrying something heavy, haven't you? Not the kind of weight others can easily see, but the kind that sits quietly inside you, pressing on your thoughts, draining your energy, making even simple things feel harder than they should. You wake up some days already tired, not because your body didn't rest, but because your mind never truly did. It keeps replaying the same questions, the same doubts, the same silent fears you don't speak out loud. You wonder if you're falling behind, if you've missed your moment, if somehow you took a wrong turn, and now you're stuck in a place you were never meant to stay. There are moments when you try to convince yourself that everything is fine. You smile, you keep going, you do what's expected of you. But deep down, there's a quiet voice asking, is this really it? And that question unsettles you, because a part of you knows you were created for more, yet another part of you is afraid to even define what that more looks like. You've seen opportunities come and go, and sometimes you did move, not because you didn't care, but because something inside you hesitated. You questioned yourself. You wondered if you were ready, if you were capable, if you would fail. And then there are those nights, the ones where everything slows down and the noise fades away, and suddenly you're left alone with your thoughts. That's when it feels strongest, doesn't it? That pull, that tension, that unexplainable feeling that something is trying to reach you. You've tried to distract yourself from it, to scroll past it, to bury it under routines and responsibilities. But it doesn't go away. It waits. It lingers. It returns when you least expect it. You feel caught between two versions of yourself. One that wants to stay where it's safe, where nothing has to change, where you don't have to risk being disappointed. And another that feels restless, like it's outgrowing everything familiar, like it can't breathe in the same space anymore. This is your inner conflict. You want clarity, but you resist surrender. You want direction, but you hesitate to follow. You want purpose, but you fear the cost of stepping into it. And I have seen every moment of this struggle. I have heard every unspoken thought, every quiet question you didn't think anyone noticed. You are not confused by accident. You are not feeling this pressure for no reason. There is something deeper happening within you, something that is pulling you forward even when you try to stand still. And the reason it feels so uncomfortable is because you are not meant to remain where you are. And now you feel it more than ever, don't you? That pressure building, that sense that something is shifting whether you are ready or not. This is not sluchaikaklienoye. This is not just another phase that will pass. Something has already been set into motion in your life, and you are standing at the edge of a moment that will define what comes next. You may not see it clearly yet, but you feel it. That discomfort, that restlessness, that inability to settle the way you used to. It is all pointing to something you can no longer ignore. I have been calling you in ways you didn't recognize at first. Through closed doors that left you confused. Through delays that made you question everything. Through sudden thoughts that interrupted your routine and made you pause. You thought those were setbacks. You thought those were signs to stop. But what if they were not meant to stop you? What if they were meant to redirect you? What if every moment of frustration was actually a signal that you were drifting too far from where you are meant to be? This is where the tension rises. Because part of you is starting to understand that staying where you are is no longer an option. But moving forward feels uncertain. And so you stand still, caught in between, hoping for clarity without action. But listen closely. There is a cost to staying in this place. There is a cost to ignoring this call. If you keep pushing it away, you will remain in the same cycles that have been draining you. The same questions will return. The same emptiness will linger. The same feeling of something is missing will follow you no matter where you go. And you already know that, don't you? You've tried to silence this before. You've told yourself, I'll deal with it later. I'll figure it out another time. But later keeps turning into the same moment, over and over again. This is why it feels stronger now. This is why it feels urgent. Because you are running out of excuses that satisfy your spirit. You can distract your mind, but your soul knows the truth. So don't turn away now. Don't click off. Don't dismiss this as just another message. Because this moment, this exact moment, is heavier than you realize. Here is something you are about to understand, something that will connect everything you've been feeling, everything you've been questioning. But if you leave too early, you will miss it. And this is not something you want to miss. Stay with me. You've come this far for a reason. And what you are about to hear will change everything. Now listen carefully, because this is what you have been searching for, even if you didn't have the words for it. The feeling you've been carrying, the tension you've been fighting, the questions that won't leave you alone, they all have meaning. None of it was wasted. None of it was sluchaikaklienoye. I have been shaping you in ways you could not see, preparing you in moments you thought were breaking you. What you called delay was not denial. What you called confusion was not abandonment. It was alignment happening beneath the surface. You thought you were stuck, but you were being positioned. You thought you were losing time, but you were being trained in patience, in strength, in awareness. Every closed door that frustrated you was protecting you from paths that were never meant to hold your purpose. Every moment of discomfort was stretching you beyond the limits you had unknowingly placed on yourself. I did not ignore you in your silence. I was speaking in ways you had not yet learned to recognize. And now you are beginning to see it, even if it's only a glimpse. The restlessness you feel is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to awaken you. You are not being punished. You are being called higher. That version of you that once felt comfortable staying small, staying hidden, staying uncertain, that version cannot follow you where you are going. That is why it feels like something inside you is breaking. Because it is. The old mindset, the old fears, the old identity that kept you limited. It is being stripped away. You are not who you were before this moment. You cannot go back to thinking the same way, living the same way, ignoring what you now feel so deeply. Something has shifted inside you, and that shift is permanent. Even if you tried to return to what felt safe, it would no longer satisfy you. Because now you know. Now you feel the difference. Now you are aware that you were created for more than what you've been settling for. So begin to see yourself differently. Not as someone lost, but as someone being led. Not as someone behind, but as someone being precisely timed. Your life is not SL. It is intentional, and you are stepping into a new understanding of that truth. Where there was confusion, there will be clarity. Where there was hesitation, there will be movement. Where there was fear, there will be a quiet confidence that does not need validation from anyone else. This is where your identity begins to change. You are no longer the person waiting for permission, waiting for the right moment, waiting to feel ready. You are becoming the person who responds to the call, even before everything makes sense. And as you step into that, you will begin to see your path unfold in ways you never expected. So now the moment has come. You have heard the call, not by chance, not by coincidence, but because you were meant to hear it at this exact time. And I am asking you, will you answer? Not tomorrow, not when everything feels easier, not when you think you are ready. Now. Because people like you, the ones who feel this deeply, the ones who cannot ignore this stirring inside them, they do not turn away when they are called. They respond. They move. They step forward even when they don't have every answer. So if you hear me, if something inside you is saying this is for me, then I want you to declare it. Comment, I hear the call. Not for anyone else, but as a moment between you and me. Because when you speak it, you begin to step into it. This is why you were stopped at the beginning. This is why you couldn't scroll past. This is why your spirit felt pulled to stay. It was never SL. It was always intentional. And now you know. Now you understand that what you've been feeling is not confusion. It is direction. It is not pressure. It is purpose. And you are not alone in this. I am with you in every step you are about to take. And as you step into this calling, listen closely, because this is where your obedience becomes a light for others. There are souls still wandering in the same confusion you once felt, still searching, still waiting for a voice to reach them the way this moment has reached you. When you give, you are not just supporting a channel, you are sowing seeds into hearts you may never meet. But I see them. I multiply them. I breathe life into them. As it is written, give, and it shall be given unto you. And I am speaking that over you now as a living promise, not a distant verse. When you act, you align yourself with the flow of heaven, where what you release returns to you in ways you cannot measure. Now hear this clearly. I feel called to help this message reach someone who is still lost. Let that rise within you, because this is your moment to act. not later, not when it feels convenient. The opportunity to give is before you, through Super Thanks or through the PayPal link placed in the description, even in the QR code set before your eyes. Do not hesitate. This is not a donation. It is a response to me. It is a seed, and I will cause it to grow beyond what you can see. As you give, I will open doors you did not knock on. I will pour into places you thought were empty, and I will return to you in abundance what you release in faith. So move now. So now. Be the one who answers without delay.